think NY, those two letters together write a single Hungarian consonant, nya. But this is a, I don't know if I want to call it a cluster, a sequence of consonants.
Menj.
Nya, menj,
Menj oda.
menj. So we have, okay, we're doing Hungarian now. Menj is the imperative go, and the infinitive is menni. So I guess we could segment it this way. Menni infinitive. So that's the noun, sorry, the verb used in a sentence as a noun. Menj oda, but here we've got the command form, imperative. Go there. Oda. Okay, so if it's static rather, we'll have the word ot meaning there, in that place. But oda is a case form of this, it means to that place. Maybe an allative or something. It's a grammatical term, allative. Motion toward. Case of motion toward. X, whatever noun phrase. He is not well, so it's that negative verb.
Nincs.
Nincs jól.
Jól.
Yeah, the is just omitted. So nincs is there is not, in a single word, a negative root. And jól, the adverbial form, from jól, good. So there is nothing well.
Viszontlátásra. Viszontlátásra.
So note the accented A is long and it's front. A. Unaccented is short and back vowel. Oh, slightly rounded. Viszontlátásra.
Viszontlátásra.
Goodbye. We got sia also with this consonant, meaning hi bye. Connected that way. The two acute accent letters are saluting hands. Viszontlátásra.
Igen, bocsánat.
Igen is no,
Igen.
or yes rather. And bocsánat, meaning sorry, pardon or something.
Oda kívánok menni.
Oda,
Kívánok. Oda.
to that place. Their word. Kívánok.
Kívánok.
I would like. The K suffix for first person. Menni.
Menni.
Since there's only one inflected verb in a clause, we've got to have the infinitive form here. To go, that one I was just talking about. So menj is the imperative form, and menni with a long N is the infinitive. To go. So to there, I want to go. Word for word, I want to go there. So that word order is interesting. The oda and the menni sort of belong together. How does the verb come to be in between? Verb in second position, is that the rule? Unfortunately, sajnos. I am not well. I think that's nem jól, right? Nem for I am not. Nem jól vagyok. Nem vagyok jól. Okay. Sajnos. This might stand sort of outside the scope of the sentence. Nem, the negative particle here, whatever it is. Vagyok is an inflected verb, to be feeling, to be doing adverbially. Here, well, to be doing well. And note that the single letter S is a sh sound. Sajnos. Excuse me, we could say bocs. CS is a ch. Viszontlátásra. Son, voiceless. Tlá, long and bright. Tlátásra. Viszontlátásra. Elnézést for excuse me. Welcome back to Language Institute. I'm your VerbAlly. So, on the billing for tonight are Hungarian, which we just saw, and Yiddish, brand new one, which just opened up yesterday. And whatever else people want to see, let me know. Put your requests in the chat window. And to find out more about Language Institute, just languageinstitute.com, and we're on the big social media platforms. We teach English, Korean, Spanish, Chinese, French, German, Japanese, Portuguese, Italian, and occasional workshops on phonetics. That's us. We're all about, we've got a blog too. Through the website, you can easily find it under Things, Blog, and a podcast about linguistics for learning languages. Here's some of the headings for our podcast. We've got 6 episodes so far, but we're here to learn on Duolingo today. Let's go over to, not Hebrew, I mean Yiddish. This blue aleph. Wonder why that. I wonder if the double yud for the consonant is felt to be a single letter, or is it 2 letters? The egg. We've got der Ananas, just like die Ananas, though feminine in German, masculine in Yiddish. Der Äppel, maybe with unshifted P, not Apfel with the affricate, but still a voiceless stop like English. And dos I.
Dos I.
Okay, sound would be good for those.
Dos I.
Just to have it and get used to hearing it. So note here, it's a true diphthong. The aleph is there, but it would have to be because it's vowel initial. Double y for the consonant. I. Pineapple. Der Ananas.
Dos I. Der Ananas ist nicht da. Nicht.
Nicht do.
Der Ananas ist nicht da.
So I don't hear the T on nicht in this context. It makes sense to drop a middle consonant when it's between two others.
Do. Der Ananas ist nicht da.
But maybe it's just generally nish and only written with the T. Is it the A or the O aleph in the logo? Yeah, I believe it's the O. Yeah, I guess I couldn't really. Yeah, there's no country, but why not the initial consonant of the name Yiddish instead of O? Matters little to us as long as it's
Ananas.
Der, for our purposes, matters little. Der Ananas is nicht da.
Nicht.
Not there. Same word order. Same phrase structures. Is not do. Okay, but meaning here. Close to speaker, proximal, but with the dental stem. It's going to take some getting used to. It's kind of like a step in my brain. That conversion there. The apple. Der Apple. I don't know where the stressed syllable would be in these words, if they're more than one syllable. They probably know some audios.
Arois is right.
Arois. So, oi, Levi regularly corresponds to the long O of Standard German. Die Rose.
Roy's.
Eine Rose. Rois. We also have the color name, Reut. So let's collect a few while we're here. This nice notepad. So we want to compare the closest related standard language is Standard German. Rois. Should I use a J? Let's do it this way for now, meaning Rose, rose. Rose with a long O. And the spelling really tells us that this one's long because that's the syllable break. We've got an open one here. Open one's going to be long in German. Rose, especially if it's stressed, and it is because it's word initial, die Rose. So here, this hyphen I'm using, not hyphen, colon symbol, to show that it's a long vowel sound. The official IPA one would be two little triangles. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try again. There. Looking like little vampire fangs. That's the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, symbol for lengthening a vowel. Rose, and here this I'm using to show stressed syllable, whereas over here I'm using it to show that's the English meaning of the word. We're going to set up some vowel correspondences with Standard German. DE for Deutsch. Some of the correspondences I feel more certain of than others, and we can expect a little bit of irregularity, seeming noise in the data. Rois is Reut. Okay, here we have to remember for this German word, Reut, meaning red. A standard German word is Rot. The single T really shows us something. It's going to be Rote if we suffix it, Rota, Rotus. The fact that it's not a double letter T, in Rot, Rotten, tells us that it's short. Oh, wait, it tells us it's long vowel here. Same thing, Rot. If it were a double T, be a long consonant, that would mean short vowel. Lack of that, doubling, tells us this one should be long. Rot. Rose is red.
An ananas is nicht kein Apple.
An ananas, just like the English allomorphy of the indefinite. A pineapple is nicht kan. So another correspondence. Kan. None, something like that. The negative determiner. German has kein, keine. Kein, etc. With an ending, the ending can be 0. This has an I diphthong. Kein. Let's line these up. A pineapple is not an apple. It's not an apple. It's nicht kein.
An ananas is nicht kein Apple.
Is nicht kein apple. An ananas is nicht kein apple. It's a good thing to do. Data didn't make the picture come into focus. Ananas, an apple. Okay, so ananas starts with a vowel, just like we do in English. We have an N final article form. If the word begins with a true consonant, that's a written consonant, but not a sounded one, we're going to just use a, consisting of a vowel with no N. D, bar, is grin. Die bar, the bear. Pear. The
is
Bar.
Interesting. Is green. The pear is green.
A bar is green.
A bar is green. A
A bar is
green.
green. Wie ist das I?
V. Where? Okay, so the spelling, I think, tells us that it was vol, this word. Where? The initial double vav for the consonant V. The second one for an O sound. Or it could have been vu, I suppose. But it now is printed, so this is the written form. It In this dialect of Yiddish, it's a V sound, right?
Wie ist das Ei?
V. This U has fronted, just like the Greek one did and the French one. And U became E. Maybe. Would be a likely shift there. And this one, this word means where. It looks like German V, but it means wo. Wo also has this long O. So a new correspondence. Maybe a smaller class, would be my suspicion. This O, we saw it for Oi up above here. This is a different set. Is dos I. Where's the egg? Wie ist das I? The definite form. Article there.
Das Ei.
Das I. Der Ananas.
Das Ei.
Das I. Der Zucker. And the spelling probably a weak vowel there. Zucker.
Der Ananas ist Geschmack.
Der Ananas, stressed on the first, just like German, is Geschmack.
Der Ananas ist Geschmack.
So the shift here.
Geschmack.
Tell us about this, Levi. What's interesting about Geschmack that you see? Pineapple is tasty. Geschmack. And the Q letter kof for the K, because the Ken letter will be a Ch more often.
Der Zucker ist Geschmack.
Zucker, this is that fronting, so I'm going to spell it with an U. Der. Okay, and then for Tzade, is it W? Yes, it is. K, and I think it was written with a full vowel. Tzker is, so A-I-Z. G, sh. How do we get sheen? Oh, S-H. Nope. C. Geschmack. Der Zucker ist Geschmack. Der Zucker is Geschmack. I don't see what I got wrong. I just left out the period. It's not Geschmack. No. Geschmack. I don't know of any derivatives that would have it umlauted either. You can see my etymological dictionary. I've got this nice dictionary here within reach. Deutsch als Fremdsprache. Geschmack. Let's look up what derivatives that might have. Geschmacklich, where it doesn't umlaut. You might expect geschmacklich, because you have the E in that final syllable, but not here. Without umlaut. Geschmacklos, Geschmacksrichtung, Geschmackssache, Geschmackssinn, geschmackvoll, Geschmack. Okay, don't see any derivatives with umlaut. There could be, but they're not very frequent words, apparently.
Wer hat Eier?
It's about the part of speech rather than the form. The form corresponds, so that's a vowel correspondence too, worth noting. Short A to short A. If mama is related to mama, we might see raising of the final A, but not here in a closed syllable. So it's ge. I'm going to use $ for sh, for sheen. If I can find it. Geschmack. It's tasty. It's not about the sound correspondence, which is as close as it gets. Spelling's a little different. But about the category, the grammatical category of the word. So, wer hat Eier? Who has eggs? Wer hat Eier?
The bar is bitter.
The bar is bitter.
The bar is bitter.
Bitter. Do you hear a vowel between the T and the R? It's the pear is bitter.
Bitter in these.
Bitter in. So here's an interesting one. With the fronting, what's this here? Spelled un. With, I'll put the apostrophe for the glottal stop here. That's written. The sound of it is in. Short. It corresponds to German und. Oh, let's put the meaning here. And this is the short German u. Und. I think it'll be D. Well, no. The
Bitter.
D, this D voices, if there was a D on the end of this word, seems likely, because and English has that D as well. It's dropped before it became. It dropped in Yiddish before becoming part of this spelling system. These. So here's an interesting parallel too. Right, these I think is going to be long.
Bitter in these.
Right, bitter has a short I, and these has a long one. Means sweet. Our word sweet is related. Standard German, I'm going to write S-E. Let's do... oh, I know. /3 for Schaf is S. Süß. So Standard German has a long front rounded vowel Ü. And Yiddish has E, which many High German dialects do too. E for Ü, just unrounding there, unmarking it. Bitter, so it's bitter and sweet. Süß.
Die Katz ist nicht in ganzem was.
Die Katz ist nicht in ganzen weiß, was?
Die
Ganzen.
Katz ist nicht in ganzem was.
Was?
Ist nicht in ganzen. That's interesting. In ganzen. For my German ear, I would want it to be definite im Ganzen, that with that fusion. Maybe this is the same fusion, but with a different outcome. Could be im Ganzen, or just loss of the definite article. And what are we saying for it? Totally, completely,
Ganzen.
like wholly. In Ganzen. What does Standard German have? So what I meant by what's interesting about Geschmack is that this word is an adjective in Yiddish, but this one is a noun.
Die Katz ist nicht in ganzem was.
Cat is not entirely white.
Die Katz ist nicht in ganzem was.
Ist nicht in ganzen was. So it's this correspondence that we saw, right? Oh no, we haven't noted any of this yet. But we saw a lot of them yesterday. So here we've got was. And the spelling, let's put that first, is v, yes. Was means white. And so in more rural forms of Texas speech, this same, okay, let me spell out what it is. Standard German has Weiss spelled this way. Schaf is S, because it's a diphthong. And it's this I. No, here it is. Yeah, the one above. Kahn and Was, they have this same correspondence. Yiddish A and Standard German I. And so in many forms of Texas speech, Standard English by will not be this diphthong anymore, but we'll smooth it out to a ba. Same correspondence that we see here.
In wies man babke?
Closely related sister languages here.
In wies man babke?
In, so this one is and.
In.
Where is man? Spelling though with a ya. The A is unwritten, I think. Oh, no, look. The underlining of the thing spells the I. Okay, I get it. How cool. I spotted a new spelling of a diphthong there. It combines the double yud for ya consonant and has the same diacritic for the A quality, low vowel. Mine. Man. So, mine in the spelling. And then the sound man, long A, means my. Determiner versus mine. Same correspondence here. I think we get the point with that one. Probably enough. Alright. And where is mine? What's the noun? Babke.
Babke.
Sweet braided bread. Yeah. Where is my babke?
An ei, eier.
An egg. And then the plural, eier, eggs. An egg, eggs. Different correspondence here. Same I in the German words. And let's use Y for the yeah. I, plural, eier. German has I, Aya. So I can correspond to I too. What's the conditioning factor? So for that, we may need to collect more examples after all. So what am I talking about? Here we saw German I corresponds to A in this set of three words. Man, kann, was. But here with this word for egg, I, in both languages. I, eier.
An ei, eier. An apple is süß.
An apple is süß.
Der Zucker ist Geschmack.
Zucker is Geschmack. To a German ear, it means the sugar is taste. I think the thing that grades me there is overly picky, so I'm just gonna click it here.
Der Zucker ist Geschmack. Der
Zucker, spelled with
Zucker
spelled as if it were Zucker, is Geschmack.
Geschmack.
You and me.
Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim.
Here more of a Hebrew style spelling, omitting those vowels. Probably just a yud is not quite visible there, and then ru, shalayim. So spelled in a more classical style. This word for Jerusalem, Deutschland. Der Zucker, das Ei.
Das Ei.
Deutschland. Or it would be Dutch. Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim. So
Deutschland is in Europa.
Yeah, I think so too. It's my suspicion. Levi says, would it be closed versus open syllable as the conditioning factor for whether you get a or I in Yiddish? Right. This question I was just asking. Let's see. The fun thing about looking for the patterns, trying to identify the correspondences, is noting these discrepancies. And then, once you formulate it as a question, you get to sort of do some detective work about it.
Deutschland is in Europa.
Deutschland, German. Okay, Deutsch.
Deutschland is in Europa.
Oh, interesting. The plot thickens. Here we have the II correspondence in a closed syllable. Deutsche Land in the spelling, but I'm going to just denote the sound here. Deutschland, right?
Deutschland is in Europa.
Maybe not. Maybe with the following vowel, it can still voice. Deutschland
Deutschland is in Europa.
is in Europa.
Deutschland is in Europa.
Europa, spelled with P. Oi, maybe? Europa.
Man mama is in Yerushalayim.
Man
Mama.
Man.
is in Yerushalayim. My mother is in Jerusalem.
Man mama is in Yerushalayim.
So we keep the N, man. Man mama is in Yerushalayim.
Man mama is in Yerushalayim.
Mama is in Yerushalayim. Okay, but got a little sidetracked there. Germany is this word. Deutschland. Which has an oi diphthong, roughly. Aha! So maybe that's the story. It's really a different correspondence. It's not Deutschland in Standard German. This could be the regular correspondence for oi. So I was wrong just now. It's not a plot thickening, just a different piece of data in a different drawer. Asach would be a thing, a case.
Asach.
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim.
Shulam Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
The diphthong preserved. Men.
Men.
Cholim.
Chulim.
It's interesting that that's a unusual correspondence.
Die hast ein Ei.
Die hast.
Die hast ein Ei.
Written U, du. That was down below here. From the spelling, it should be the word du, but now has shifted to die, meaning thou. Du with long U. Die host, you have one egg.
Die bist in een land. Die bist in een land.
Die bist in a land. You are in a country. Okay, so the case marking on this. This indefinite article, a land.
In.
It's just a vowel. It would be in einem, dative singular, neuter for Standard German. But that second syllable is just gone here. It's just a weak vowel.
Die bist in een land.
In a land. Du bist in a land. Die bist.
Cyril, die bist een vrouw.
Cyril. Die bist.
Die.
A vrouw, a woman. A vrouw.
Vrouw.
Let's note that one. It's a new correspondence. So what is the spelling telling us? I think something like Freud, maybe at an older stage. What it sounds like to me now is Frau. Woman. German has Frau with owl. So O corresponds to owl, like Cantonese and Mandarin to each other. It's the same pairing in both directions. Exactly the same, yeah. So I suspect that the words and names that come from Hebrew, my feeling is that they're always spelled in the Hebrew style, which uses certain letters differently. And in fact, in that Hebrew course, the modern Hebrew, some terms there seem to be spelled in the Yiddish spelling. Tzittel, you are a woman. Is your house in Jerusalem? So, a question we invert. Is dan Huis? Is. There it is, the first one.
Dan.
Dan Huis.
Host.
Hose.
Hose it is. Ow. Okay, it belongs with Frau, this pair. The spelling suggests that it was Hoys. And it's a voiced one, noteworthily. English and German, well, English has voicing in the plural, so maybe this is a back formation, or regularization of the plural form, Hoys. And in fact, that would make the diphthong comparison different too. Let's just say it's the regular outcome of the old ow or o of whatever it was in Middle High German. Hoys. And the sound now is hose, right?
Hose.
Means house. So these single quotes enclose the word that tells us the meaning. Other stuff is spellings in other languages. What I'm writing here, house, which has out. Is Dan Hose in Yerushalayim?
Yerushalayim.
You have die host,
Die.
Host.
a hose
A hose.
in
In
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim.
Ora
Has
movies.
movies. So it's. Oh, hi. Thank you. Yeah, I try to focus like a laser on what it is I'm trying to learn. And really, I've started thinking that my vocab memorization skill has improved just as a result of my laziness. Once you've looked up a word 2 or 3 times, you start to feel like, well, I'd save myself a lot of energy if I just remembered it. And so gradually your brain figures out how to do that.
Egy magas rendőr áll kint.
Edge is one or a. Magas.
Magas.
Rendőr looks like a reindeer.
Rendőr.
Police officer. A tall policeman.
Áll.
Is standing. Okay, cool. Kint means outside. Is standing outside. Egy magas rendőr áll kint.
Ön ügyvéd.
Ön ügyvéd. With, I think, not D voice.
Ügyvéd.
Véd. Hard to tell. Is it T sound or a D sound? T is to be expected. That devoicing of a final consonant is very common. Ön, meaning she, he, you.
Ön.
Ügy.
Ügyvéd.
The Ved reminds me of Vedas, like scholarly writing for a lawyer. Are you? We have to supply a verb to be and the article a. In Hungarian, it's just you, lawyer, question mark. Ügyvéd looks like a compound of some kind. Beautiful word. I really recommend Wiktionary. It's very thorough and it's free. And they usually know what's going on. It's very well informed. Okay, the GY, those 2 letters together, single consonant sound J. a voice palatal affricate. Sorry, voice palatal stop. Ügyvéd. Ügy. But yeah, it'd be nice if they gave us a little hint. The ügy means matter, concern. Véd, defend. Matter, defend. One of these. Protect, guard, defend. Yeah, shelter, defend. These are all the same word. Preserve, basically. Preserver of the matter. Is it an object-verb compound? Interesting.
Te mérnök vagy.
Te mérnök vagy.
Mérnök.
Is vagy is second person? Is it plural?
Te.
No, te is you singular. Mérnök. Are you an engineer?
Mérnök. A magyar turista nem magas.
Nem magas. A magyar. Looks like our word but it means the is the definite article. The full form is az with a z and just like in
Magyar.
English, basically, with the other article. When you've got a consonant initial word following, drop that consonant. Avoid the cluster. Keep it nice and regular. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Turista. Nem is the negative word. Magas, tall. The Hungarian. As
Magyar.
adjective, it's lowercase. Tourist is not tall. This nem is a negative verb root. Or is it just the negator and we don't have a verb? I wonder what its status is. Is it a verb like the Korean, Japanese negative verbs?
Hol van az alacsony bíró?
Hol van. Where is. Same word, where, and then van is third person. As alacsony, the short. Bíró.
Bíró.
Are you a sales lady or a secretary? Vagy.
Ön.
Okay, we're gonna
Vagy.
declarative word order. Ön vagy, you are sales lady. Eladó.
Eladó.
Oh.
Vagy.
Vagy. Titkárnő.
Titkárnő.
Kernő. This new part at the end, I think, is the word woman. And note that the word does not harmonize. I don't think. Titkárnő. No, I don't know enough about Hungarian vowel harmony yet to really say. The tall worker, magas. The is going to be a.
A.
Magas.
Magas.
Worker is walking. Munkás.
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 Sétál.
Right. Sales lady as one word. Salesman. Sales lady. Yeah, I kind of see why we don't, though, because it looks like sale slady when you spell it all together. Sales lady. Hyphen always is clear and unambiguous. Speaking of the hyphen, the Hebrew writing, one of the few other systems I know of besides English that uses a hyphen. I suppose Greek does too, but maybe not too often. Oh, I wanted to do a bit of Greek. Would you like to see some Greek, anyone? What would you feel like seeing next? I'm trying to, bit by bit, do them all here. So I think it's around 35 languages, which I believe is about 0.5% of the total number of currently spoken human languages. Is what we're trying to learn here. Okay, on the U topic in the Yiddish.
Heißt die Mendel?
Heisty, look at that. What do we have here? Heisty Mendel are you called? That's cool. Heisty. And this is pertinent to our vowel, I suppose every word is, because every word has a vowel, pertinent to our correspondence charts here. Heißt die. Okay, the spelling, just yeah, space for an I suppose. S, t, the emphatic letters, and then U in the spelling. And the pronunciation is heißt die. And it means, are you called? It's an incomplete phrase. Question form. So, what do you think of that, Levi? What's the origin? This is a single word, heißt die.
Bist die in China?
Bist die, are you in China?
Bist die in China?
The plain Hebrew K letter, the unmarked one for the fricative China, which happens to look like a backwards C for China. Chine, spelled with the final E, China.
Bist die in China?
China, schwa, I would say. Bist die in China? Are you in China? Bist die in China?
Die heißt Cyril.
Die heißt Cyril. Die heißt. Sounds like she, but it's you. You are called is what the verb means. So we say your name is Cyril.
Was heißt?
Was heißt? Love it. So elegant. Was heißt? Right, was heißt?
Was heißt?
Oh, that's interesting. How come? I thought it was asking, what are you called? But it means how come. How come it means how come? Exactly. This heißt die single word form is a fusion of what in standard German is a phrase, heißt du. Are you called? DE for the language, German, Deutsch. How come? Was heißt? Is called, is named. What's it called? Meaning how come?
Die heißt Cyril.
Die, you are called.
Die.
Heißt Cyril. Okay. Your note on the vocalic quality of the L.
Die heißt Cyril.
Cyril. Could be an artifact of the synthetic speech, the speech synthesizer.
Die heißt Cyril.
Cyril
Die heißt Cyril.
strikes the ear as a Zilo, though, don't you think? Cyril, the final RL cluster.
Du bist nicht alt.
Du bist nicht alt. Do we hear the T in nicht?
Du bist nicht alt.
Nicht. Maybe there's a stopping.
Du bist nicht alt.
Nicht alt. You are not old.
Wie alt ist dein Katz?
Wie alt ist dein Katz? How old is your cat? Wie alt? How old is dein Katz? Your cat.
Bist du in Europa oder Afrika? Bist du in Europa oder Afrika?
Europa.
Bist du in Europa oder Afrika?
I think that P in Europe is aspirated.
Bist du in Europa oder Afrika?
Oder Afrika. Are you in Europe or Africa?
Heißt die Mädel?
Heißt die Mädel is your name. Are you called? Mädel. Heißt die Mädel?
Heißt die Mädel?
Nice use. I'm noting now the use of the underscore there to denote the fusion. Yes, exactly right. So one nice word that I've seen for this kind of a process, a linguistic term, is univerbation. Fusion of distinct words into a single word form. And another example, German has this plenty. Things like, let's see, those fused infinites. When you have ich nehme weg, I take away. In the infinitive form, wegnehmen. It's a single word form. Weg is like a directional particle and nemen is a verb. And inside of a clause, they will be separate words. But when you make an infinitive or a participle, in other words, some kind of verbal nouny thing, nounal adjectival, it's got to be a single word form. And it happened in Greek a lot too. What was in an older stage of Greek, particle and verb or whatever, more and more over the course of development came to be single words. How old is the egg? Wie alt.
V.
So we saw another word that was pronounced the same, V, but it was spelled with Vav, right? V, V-O or V-U to mean where. This one is V and an E, a Yud. V alt.
Alt.
Is.
Dos I.
Dus. I.
What is the egg? Wie alt bist die? Wie
V.
Alt.
Bisti.
bist die? Okay, that accent is noteworthy there. Compare nicht and ich. The CH is the same sound in Standard German both, right? Ich, nicht. We have two different sounds here in Yiddish, exactly as you noted, I believe, several years ago. A very astute observation. I think nish is sort of stands alone. But let's look for other cases. Things like, do you know the word for light? Is it licht rather than licht? So that's a question that Google Translate can answer for us. I want to know, like, light, licht. Let's see what else there is. Okay, let's do a bit of Greek also. Feeling sort of an Eastern European mood. So we've got lots of vowel correspondences here. Let's add at Levi's excellent suggestion. Oh, by the way, im Ganzen corresponds to im Ganzen, on the whole. Dative singular here, im Ganzen. Likely neuter. Yeah, it must be neuter. We've got nicht, where the T can drop, meaning not. The German CH represents really two sounds. In the environment of an I vowel, it'll be a ch, nicht, nicht, short I. And we've got ich. Might spell it that way, actually. X for the velar fricative means I. German has the same fricative quality, ich, and the same vowel. But sh here in Yiddish versus ch. Very intriguingly. What's up with that? Oh, hold on. Time for some Greek food.
Το πεπόνι.
Peponi. Sounds like the N is geminated.
Το ελαιόλαδο.
Leolado. Eleo. This first component means olive.
Το χοιρινό.
Irino. The old Greek diphthong spelled oi has become e in modern Greek. The peponi.
Το χοιρινό.
Irino.
Το ελαιόλαδο.
Leolado.
Το πεπόνι.
Peponi.
Το πεπόνι είναι φρούτο.
Fruto. The melon is a fruit. Or we could just say it's fruit, I suppose. Olive oil. Eleolado. And note that epsilon and alpha iota are both pronounced e.
Το χοιρινό.
Irino.
Το πεπόνι.
Peponi.
Το ελαιόλαδο.
Το eleolado.
Ο άντρας μου είναι χορτοφάγος.
Padras mu, my husband, my man. Ine is chortofagos. Vegetarian.
Χορτοφάγος.
Horto. Phagos, from one of the roots meaning eat, which we have in phagocytosis, which is a really interesting compound because the verb is in first place. So I guess it's like pickpocket, but it goes in a different direction, not an agent.
Το καρπούζι.
Karpuzi.
Καρπούζι.
To tells me it's neuter. Definite article here. The watermelon.
Χοιρινό με κεράσια.
Irino. Was it ham? Me is with.
Χοιρινό.
Pork with kerasia.
Κεράσια.
Cherries. Cognates, or related words, are cherries is related to this, coming through French.
Αυτή τρώει φρέσκο ψωμί.
Αυτή, she, troi, eats, fresco psomi. Fresh bread?
Φρέσκο.
Probably from Italian, looks just like the Italian word. Sounds just like I should say. Fresh psomi bread. I eat beef. Tro. How do I say beef? So T-R-W, accent W, tro. Beef bodino. Vodino it is. Bodino. With melon. Me peponi. Peponi. Sounding geminated, but not written so. Tro vodino me peponi. She eats fresh bread. Fresco. Afti. Troi. T-R-W accent. Epsilon iota for the third singular ending. Troi. Fresco. Psomi. Fresco. Psa. Just P-S. Psomi. Αυτή τρώει φρέσκο ψωμί. The pepper.
Το αχλάδι.
Chladi. Remember that in modern Greek, beta, gamma, delta, they stand for fricatives, not voiced stops, but always voiced fricatives.
Το λουκάνικο.
Vulcanico.
Το πιπέρι.
Piperi.
Το πιπέρι.
The R doubled? What do you think?
Το αχλάδι.
Chladi.
Το πιπέρι.
Piperi is close to the Irish word. Piper. Potato.
Η πατάτα.
Patata feminine.
Το λουκάνικο.
Lucanico. Let's derive. No. Not from the wolf. Lucanico.
Το παγωτό.
Pagotto.
Η πατάτα. Το πιπέρι.
Peri. Neuter. Gotta remember that it's the pepper. Singular treated as an aggregate. The sausage.
Η πατάτα.
Patata.
Το πιπέρι. Το λουκάνικο.
Lucanico. Ice cream.
Το αχλάδι.
Chladi pear.
Το πιπέρι. Το παγωτό.
Pagotto.
Είναι το επιδόρπιο νόστιμο.
Epidorpio. Dessert.
Επιδόρπιο.
Epi.
Επιδόρπιο.
Preposition upon. And somewhere I've seen this dorpio before. Ine, we'll say it is. To, meaning the. Nostimo, the tasty dessert or something. Alright, this thing that looks like a semicolon.
Νόστιμο.
Is
Nostimo.
Greek question mark. I can't highlight it. Ine. It would be the same word order for a declarative sentence, though.
Το κορίτσι τρώει πίτα με τυρί.
Koritsi. Neuter gender means girl. The girl eats. Troi. Pita metiri. So pita bread with cheese.
Πίτα.
spelled with iota, pita. She eats pita with tiri cheese.
Τρώω τα δικά μας αχλάδια.
Dikamas. This is a really interesting noun phrase structure. Tro, the verb, I eat. So this ta is the first part of the noun phrase, definite plural neuter. The achladia, pears. I actually won't put the for English. Dikamas. Mas is basically an enclitic. Here it's not going after the noun, it's going after this. What is it, like a pronoun here? Adjective? My own is the meaning. Like an emphatic possessive. My own pears. Our own. Mas. Right.
Το ξύδι, παρακαλώ.
Xidi. What's it? Παρακαλώ, please.
Παρακαλώ. Ξύδι.
Xidi. Okay. Vinegar. Please. Where else were we looking at the vinegar word? Portuguese? Vinegar in Yiddish is Essig. Essig, just like the German. Okay. Also double S in German, but a single emphatic S letter, and I want to know what it is in Portuguese. Oh, maybe it was oil or something. CD for
Το
vinegar.
επιδόρπιο είναι παγωτό.
Subject noun phrase. Το επιδόρπιο, a dessert, είναι, is, παγωτό, ice cream.
Τρώω τα δικά μας αχλάδια.
Achladia. Our own pears. We eat our own pears. Tro.
Τρώω τα δικά μας αχλάδια.
Using too. The singular verb my, I eat our own, is a bit odd in English to me. What do you think? Tro. Ta, plural. Neuter. Dikamas. This mas, enclitic for our. Possessive. Achladia. Ladia. Tro ta δικά μας αχλάδια. I eat our own pears.
Είναι το επιδόρπιο νόστιμο.
Είναι το επιδόρπιο νόστιμο. Is it? Question. Tasty dessert? Is the. It's definite. So it'll come first.
Τρώω τα δικά μας αχλάδια.
Tro τα δικά μας αχλάδια. I eat our own pears.
Είναι το επιδόρπιο νόστιμο.
I'm just going to word bank it. Is the dessert το επιδόρπιο delicious. Nostimo. Dite. Der apple. Di kave. Looks like a v, not a f. Closer to the Turkish kahve. The T, dite.
Dus I. Dus is nicht geht.
Dos is. Look at that. Is. More consonant correspondences here. Dos is. Dos means this. Das. So we've got a sa to sa. Is nicht geht is not good. But in the verb is, it's ist. So sut, okay, I guess those aren't really even correspondences. Here we've got a cluster corresponding to a single one. Alright, so just two separate sets.
Der Thai ist interessant.
Der Thai.
Der Thai ist interessant.
T is interesting. I thought T was feminine. Maybe that was just a distractor, so I shouldn't rely on it.
Wie oft bist du in China?
Wie oft bist du in China? How often are you in China? Wie oft?
Wie oft bist du in China?
Just like Chinese. Just like German. How often are you in China? As far as word order, they're exactly alike. Several details, they differ.
Die kommst du oft.
Die kommst, du kommst, du oft. You come here, do here, that's the weird part. Du kommst du oft.
Was trinkst du?
Was trinkst du? What are you drinking? With that fusion.
Trinkst du oft Thai?
Trinkst du? Trinkst du oft Thai? I often drink tea.
Das ist ganz interessant.
Das ist ganz interessant. This is quite interesting. You come here often. Die kommst du. Die
Die.
kommst du
Du.
oft. The egg, das Ei, is git. Das
Das
I
is
get
git. Dov git shares both the tet and the vav. The git, and just in the opposite order. Almost midnight already. I'm an old man, kids. Let's do a bit more Hungarian.
Jó napot, én vagyok a pincér.
Yo, good. Napot.
Napot.
Én vagyok a pincér. Én vagyok, I am. There's probably the waiter. The soldier doesn't.
Pincér.
Pincér. Én vagyok a pincér.
A színész nem alacsony.
Színész. Nem alacsony. The
Színész.
So we can think of the word scene, German
Színész.
Szene. Actor is not nem. Either nem is itself the verb. How's it going, Two Swap? I'm probably not good for too much longer, but if you have any languages you're most interested in, let me. Now's the time to tell me, and I'll do it. All right, we're doing is not alacsony. We're doing Hungarian right now. Is not short.
A színésznő magas.
Színésznő. So it's actor, that word, and then nő
Színésznő.
means woman, the actress. Definite article. The actress magas. With no verb. Or this adjective is secretly a verb. Magas.
Jó reggelt, katona.
Get the morning. Jó, adjective good. Good morning. Katona.
Katona.
Cool.
Ő szakács.
Ő. He, yeah, pronoun. Szakács. Oh, that reminds me of Turkish on. Huh.
Szakács.
Cook. He is a cook. We'll add those little words in there. Hindi or Hawaiian, you got it.
A
Excellent.
művésznő bent van.
Művésznő, that's that female component, woman at the end. Művész was engineer, artist. The artist. Bentvan is inside. Is the postal worker inside? Bentvan will be at the end. Bent.
Bent. Van.
We have some freedom with the word order. Inside is the worker. Főnök. Postás. Postás.
Postás.
Remember, single S is a sh sound. Hungarian boss. A magyar.
A. Magyar.
Főnök.
Főnök.
He's not waiting. Nem.
Nem.
Nem var. Vár.
Vár.
Nem var. Here, the nem looks like it's an adverb or some other particle, not a verb itself, because it has a verb with it. Nem. But I'm wondering what part of speech nem belongs to. Okay, and we had a request. We got a lot of HE and H and G are the theme letters here. Hindi, I think. Feel more capable of doing. So do you already know the writing system pretty well, kind of? Happy to talk about that too. We have these nice long letters units, 4 of them, where you can repeat them as much as you need. I'm familiar with the script by now, so I'm inclined to move past that.
सेब लाल है.
Seeb.
सेब लाल है.
The apple topic. Lal is a color word.
लाल.
Okay, I think it's actually related to red. Red is the original word order. We're going to put the verb in second place there. Okay, good. Let me know if any questions pop up, but I'll assume you can follow along, and let's begin a little bit. And let's think about the word order, the order of the phrases. So the sentence is about apples.
सेब.
One apple. There it is. That first one is the subject, and then the rest of the sentence is the comment on it. It is red. And lal, I think, will be from rohita or lohita in Sanskrit, which is related to red in English. They're inherited words. Lal. But maybe not. Maybe it's from something else. Go to my trusted Hindi keyboard. Laal space. That's how you get it there. Borrowed from Persian lal. Okay, not what I thought. It's kind of cool looking in Urdu and Persian. Lam, alif, fusion, and then lam by itself. Lal.
यह एक सफेद पक्षी है.
This that's our subject here, just that one word. Ek safed pakshi hai. That's the comment. Hai, the verb to be, and everything else fills out the copula.
सफेद.
That is a white. Pakshi is a bird. This would say. Yah this, vaha that. This is a white bird. Pakshi from the Sanskrit for the winged one. Safed, the F here
सफेद.
tells me that it's not an inherited word from Sanskrit, but maybe Arabic or something.
सेब लाल होते हैं.
Seb lal hote hai. Apples are red.
सेब.
A different aspect.
लाल.
Same basic idea. Apples being red. Lal hote.
होते
They are beers.
हैं.
A plural, right.
सेब लाल होते हैं.
So we were talking about dos the other day, Levi. Seb is like that too. There's no marking of the plural. There's just no suffix on it. Lal hote hai. They be being red. Would be a real strict word for word breakdown, I think. They do stay being.
जूलिया दुखी नहीं है.
Dukhi, sad. If you know
दुखी.
Buddhism, there's sukham and dukham for happiness and sadness. This is the bad one. Nahi hai, but she's not. Julia, name, that's our subject. Dukhi nahi hai. So it's adjective, Negative verb. Dukhi, sad is not, or not is not sad.
राज बहुत खुश है.
Raj bahut khush hai. This is the word for happy, borrowed from Persian, I believe. Raj, the subject. Bahut khush, very happy. Hai, he is.
तुम बहुत सुंदर हो.
Bahut sundar ho. My. Means you, that's the middle formality one, are very beautiful. Sundara. This sundar, it is from Sanskrit, but it seems not to inflect for gender. Sundara, sundari. 1 second.
पीटर के पिता जवान नहीं हैं.
Possessive construction. Peter ke pita. It's a nice contrast. Sound kind of alike.
पीटर के पिता जवान नहीं हैं. पीटर.
So here the subject's a bit longer. It's a complex noun phrase, meaning Peter's possessive father. Javan nahi hai. Javan is cognate with our word young. He is not young. And yuin is in Latin.
मैं खुश नहीं हूँ.
May I khush, an invariant adjective. Nahi hu, I am not. May khush nahi hu. I'm not happy.
ये लोग जवान हैं.
Ye log. The ye tells me it's plural. Log is, I think, really a singular noun, where, as far as where it comes from, but here meaning people. It's a plural meaning. These people. Javan hai, are young. And note the only thing that distinguishes is from they are is whether
Hai.
the vowel is nasal. Hai singular, hai is plural. Do you know any Sanskrit?
यह आदमी सुंदर है.
Yah admi, this man, sundar hai, is beautiful. Or I think it could also be yah, this admi sundar hai, is a beautiful man. Depends where you draw the boundaries. Let's try this version. This man is beautiful. You are sad. It's going to be tum dukhi ho. Tum, T-U-M. Okay. Then what I have to say won't be too helpful. I suppose I could say it anyway. Tum dukhi. You are sad. Ho. H-O. Okay. Tum dukhi ho. Feminine form. This is a white bird. It was safed for white. Topic is this. Yaha. We'll say a white bird will have ek. Safed. Bakshi. Hey. Nope. H-A-I. This is a white bird. Yah ek safed bakshi hai. But real quick, the point I wanted to make to keep a part in your mind, hai, third singular, is from the plural. Capital M just means nasalization, not closure of the lips. Hang. Just add that nasal resonance. They are, and it's third plural. I think the history is a bit more complex, but basically you can think of Sanskrit bhavati with loss of all the consonants and this fricative bhavati, or glide, or whatever this was at the time. And the plural to that was bhavanti. Very close, differing only in that this one has a nasal consonant, and that's, I think, what survives as this just nasalization of the vowel, not tied to any place of articulation. Okay, let's do one more or something. Call it night. Say, see you tomorrow. Let's go back to Yiddish, the main one. I want to cover a bit of ground on this brand new course of Yiddish. Or, since you did request, Andy, let's stay on this. Let's just finish this one out here. 5, yeah, that'll be it.
जूलिया मोटी नहीं है.
Moti, what's that? Julia moti nahi hai. Means Julia is not something.
मोटी,
This one looks like it's going to inflect. Morta.
मोटी.
Masculine.
जूलिया और पीटर पतले हैं.
Putli, plural marking.
पतले.
Julia or Peter. Julia and Peter. Putli hain. Are thin.
वह एक हरा केला खाता है.
So, note that the verb in a Hindi sentence is always the very last element. Or the verb.
खाता.
Could be more than one single word. The verby bit's at the end, so we've got subject first, and then an object if there is, and then verb last. Just like Japanese and many other languages. Vah ek hara kela khata hai. Here we'll say vah be he or she. It's going to be he, but vah does
Wo.
all this that.
खाता.
This khata.
खाता.
That suffix means masculine singular. Ek hara means a green
हरा.
banana. Khata hai. He is an eater of, means he eats a green banana.
जूलिया बूढ़ी है.
Budi. This is the aspirated R. Look at that.
जूलिया बूढ़ी है.
He being old.
बूढ़ी. जूलिया बूढ़ी है.
This is a really cool development. Oh, so these words on this line are SKT Sanskrit. This word for old, boo, dotted, aspirated, duh, and then budi. This one, old, feminine. The Sanskrit is vrdha, vocalic R. Vrdhi would be an E for the feminine. Vrdhi. So, hardening of the V to a B, and then the R seems to have retroflexed this stop, and it's become a single one, and yeah, it's retroflexed and degeminated. Okay, so this one means Julia is old. Julia old is. The adjective agrees with the subject, and so does the verb, and each in their own way.
घास हरी है.
Grass, like food, grass. Yeah, grass.
घास.
Hari hai. So this tells me that the word for grass, this noun, is feminine. Means grass, subject. Hari hai is green.
यह आदमी बूढ़ा है.
Ya admi budha hai. This man is old.
पीला.
Pila.
पीला.
Reminds me of that Welsh butterfly word.
किताब नीली है.
Kitab neeli hai. The book is blue. A book. The book is blue. Yeah, not ik. Kitab.
नीली और पीली किताबें.
Neeli or pili kitabi. Blue and yellow books. Plural form.
किताबें.
B, a nasalized E. Neel, that stem means blue. Kitab for book is feminine. Blue or and. Pili, yellow. Feminine plural, books.
यह किताब पतली है.
Yah kitab, this book. This book, patli hai. What was patli? Patla.
पतली.
Thin. Thin is.
नीली और पीली किताबें.
Neeli or pili kitabin.
नीली और
Pili.
पीली.
So the long E vowel written with a loop on top, connecting to a following long stem. Neeli, we've got it 4 times here. Neeli or Pili.
किताबें
Books. Blue and yellow books. Julia, something nahi hai. It's going to be a feminine form. That's a little cut off, but it's moti. She is not fat.
किताब नीली है.
Kitab neeli hai. The book, feminine. A book. The book. We'll get there. Neeli hai is blue, feminine. There we go. I really waited too long today to start. Just strive to start with it sooner. Let's do one more. Since everybody's here, no need to call it off just yet. Hawaiian was also requested. Let's do that. Hawaii.
Oh.
He is good. It's going to be this one ending in oia. Oia is he. Maikai. To be good.
Maika'io.
Oh, I am good. Maikaiao. The one that looks kind of like an apostrophe there is a glottal stop, like we have an uh-oh. Maikai. So it's mai. I guess it's 1 syllable, not 2, right? Mai-ka-e. But anyway, this part, ka and e, separate syllables. How are you, Grandma? I thought there wasn't a T. Look at that. Haima, haika-e. Pehea oe. Pehea. She is happy. It's going to end with oia. The happy part. How oli. How oli. Alright, don't recommend doing it out of order. How oli o. Oia. How oli oia. How oli au. How oli au. Oli au. This au pronoun doesn't have a consonant onset. In contrast to the word you, oe. Are you happy? Oe. How oli oe? Nice.
संतरा
Santra. The vowel dropping out between the T and the R.
आलू
Alu, potato, that's right.
टमाटर.
Tomater with a r at the end. Tomater. The story is there. Where did that come from? Alu.
फल. टमाटर.
Tomater.
आलू. हम आलू खाते हैं.
If it's from a tomato. Reanalyze this ending in an R from a British model.
खाते.
Alu khate hain. We are potato eaters, roughly. We eat potatoes. And this A ending, khate, means the so-called masculine plural, just non-exclusively feminine plural form. We eat potatoes. plural feminine would also be E, like the singular. Okay.
शराब
Sharab for wine,
टमाटर
which I believe is from Persian. Tamatar and
संतरा
Santra. Fal for fruit.
शराब टमाटर फल टमाटर लाल है
Tamatar lal hai. The tomato is red. Ooh, okay, sharab.
संतरा
Santra.
फल
Fal.
फल शराब संतरा एक फल होता है
Okay, subject, santra, an orange. The orange. And the rest is the comment on this subject. Ek phal hota hai is being a fruit.
हम खाना खाते हैं
Hum khana food khate hai. We are food eaters.
शराब अच्छी नहीं होती है
Sharab. That's cool how the sha and
शराब
the almost the same strokes there too. A little different. Sharab achi good nahi hoti hai. Right, it's all got to be feminine. Achi and hoti share the suffix because they're agreeing with sharab. Alcohol is not good.
हम खाना खाते हैं
Hum khana khate hai. We are food eaters. Khana khate. Okay, I've got it right. Hai capital M. Hai to get that combination. The food, khana. That's our topic. I was going to say it is good. So CCHAA. Acha hai. Khana acha hai. Food is good. So tomatoes. What's going to be the plural form? Just tomater. Tomater. So I'll input a capital T. Tomater. Good. Ache hai. HAI. Oh. It's a tough word to input. This syllable hai. And the capital M. You can take your time off.
चावल
Chawal.
अंडा
Egg.
आलू
अंडा
This dot tells us we can have a nasal consonant that's going to match the place of the following consonant. So that's our d retroflex. The nasal will also be n retroflex. Ernda. Rice. Chawal.
अंडा टमाटर चावल
Chawal.
चावल अच्छे नहीं हैं
Chi nahi hai. Rices, plural, are not good. Let's say the rice is not good.
आम एक फल है
Ek phal hai. That's the mango. Mango is a fruit.
यह एक अंडा है
This ek anda hai, is an egg. Do, it's going to be not singular egg, but plural, ande, 2 eggs. Do ande.
मुझे और चावल चाहिए
Mujhe to me, or chawal chahiye, I want more rice.
और
So or, we know it as and, but the real root meaning is additionally. So I want additional rice is the meaning here. Chahiye is like Japanese hoshi. Standing there at the end like an adjective. Is it some other part of speech? Anyway, it's to me more rice is desirable, would I think be a good word for word rendering. Meaning I want more rice. Yeah, so it's worth spending a little bit of thought on that. The English one is a plain transitive sentence. More rice is the object of wanting. It's the thing I want. You might want it to be I subject, but Hindi doesn't do it that way. Mujhe is some kind of dative, a different special case form for the experiencer of the feeling. chahiye, desire. And then the thing that is desired is there as if it were the subject grammatically.
तुझे चावल चाहिए?
Chahiye, the same thing, desire. Tujhe, to you, rice. You want rice. It's an odd thing to tell someone.
तुझे और मुझे आम चाहिए?
Tujhe or, I heard. Tujh. That's JH as a single consonant. Tujhe or, AUR.
तुझे और मुझे आम चाहिए?
Or mujhe.
तुझे और मुझे आम चाहिए.
Oh, look at that. You can do double E for A also.
तुझे और मुझे आम चाहिए.
Chahiye. Chahiye. You, to you, and to me, mango is desirable. You and I want mangoes.
तुझे शराब नहीं चाहिए?
Tujhe sharab nahi chahiye. I think just, well, no, I was going to say tujhe is the subject. It's not the subject. It could be the topic of the sentence. To you, what is desired is alcohol. You, no, you don't. Sorry, negative. You don't want alcohol. Yah ek something hai. It's got to be anda singular from the agreement. Not ye plural, but yah singular and hai also singular. Ever use tools other than Duolingo? I've made many flashcards. Made thousands and thousands of them for many years now, going back a long time. It's been my main means of getting words and phrases and sentences into my head. I would always carry some around with me. Got lots of like teach yourself style language books. The question I'm answering is, do you use tools other than Duolingo? I have traditionally, before Duolingo came along and before I heard about it. More traditional stuff. Like I said, I've got several sort of teach yourself books, but those really take a lot of dedication to sit down and work through. I've only managed that a few times. These days, Duolingo's the main one. I try to stream at least an hour or so a day. And I also have my own personal account that I'm focusing on certain languages on. Yeah. How about you? What else do you use? I do also have sort of online lookup tools. Wiktionary, I learn a lot with it because it's very thorough coverage of dozens and dozens of languages. It's a big source of what I learn these days. I collect lots of like grammars and dictionaries and stuff. I'm always leafing through in search of interesting stuff. All right, we've got one we want to express. I want more rice. That wanting is going to be chahiye at the end. And it's not going to be me, but mujhe. To me. M-U-J-H-E. More rice is going to be aur chawal. Chawal. Chahiye. C-A-A-H-I-E. Chahiye. Mujhe aur chawal chahiye. You and I want mangoes. So to you, tujhe. It's not giving me the right form. I think it's not tubhe, but tujhe. These rhyme. Tujhe or mujhe. Same word or, but a different sense. Function. Just and here. Chahiye. And this chahiye doesn't seem to inflex. It's not a, well, if it is an adjective, it's an invariant one. Mangoes. Chahiye. On key and lots of native video and audio. What exactly do you mean by native video and audio? We do at Lango, we make use of, which one is it? Brainscape is the name. Pull it up here. So I've input the Chinese and the Japanese stuff. We used to use Tiny Cards, which was Duolingo's thing, but that stopped operating a half year ago or so. Anyway, for flashcards, I mainly do this for class. I haven't used it for my own purposes yet. Movies, TV. Oh, I see. YouTube is a great resource for language learning. So much stuff, more and more every day. Please give us a follow on YouTube, by the way. Here's our Just Lango Institute account. I archive all of my streams here. And we've also got our podcast and a few other things. And that's it. Inspiring natives for natives, yeah. I suppose Facebook could be good for that too. I'm not on Facebook, but I've sort of hear about a few communities of underwritten and understudied languages where people are just kind of good, glad we agree. I won't see you there. Okay. Maybe one more little unit here. If you've got any questions, please let me know. And if you think of any after we stop, just tweet at me, at Lango Institute. That's where I will see it the quickest, probably. Once again, here's our webpage, langoinstitute.com. And here's the classes we teach on our bio here, if you want to take any courses or anything. And let's end today with one more of Hindi.
मछली,
Nimbu, E for lemon.
फल,
Nimbu, I think, comes from a Chinese word, Ningmeng for the lemon,
नींबू,
where the M was replaced by a B. Well, you don't really have to be on Twitter to use it. You could just go there and look up and maybe to send a message, though you have to. Anyway, find me here on Twitch. Please give me a follow. I think perhaps you already have. And we are sort of thinking about making a Discord, but we haven't done it yet. Like the icons there. Fish. Okay. Matsya? No. Machli. I think Sanskrit Matsya, T-S-Y, cluster, here has fused, and we've got a suffix added. I wonder if that's really the source. Gotta go to Macha, aspirate, li. Let's just find out the origin here. Okay, a little bit of weirdness there. Sauraseni Prakrit Macha from Matsya. Yep. Here's what this has. This cluster here in the Sanskrit word, the one I have highlighted. So first syllable is just ma, plain letter M, and then we have T, S without the stem, Y, Y with the stem. That's Matsya. Looks kind of like a fish tail, and it means fish. That's the source of this Hindi word.
मछली,
Feminine, I wonder if it is. Dictionary will know. It says noun feminine, machli.
उसका भाई नींबू खाता है.
Uska, third person possessor. The ka, this word agrees at the end with the noun, masculine singular, Baha'i brother. So his or her brother. Nimbu khata hai is a lemon eater. Eats lemons. Yum.
नेहा मुझे पसंद करती है.
Okay, we will get to work on that then. Neha name. Mujhe pasand karti hai. She works with me, I think. In my
पसंद,
like.
पसंद,
Karti. Oh, okay. I like Neha. Is that the meaning? Neha likes me. Interesting. Mujhe. To me, what is pasand? Looks like it's a noun. What's the root of it? Uh-oh. From Persian, pasand means preferred favorite, preference. Pasand. Classical Persian. Pasand. So, okay, Neha, something like does a preference for me with this mujhe, which we also saw with that desire construction.
नेहा सलाद खाती है.
Salad khati hai. She eats, Neha eats salad or lettuce.
सलाद,
मुझे गाजर बहुत पसंद है.
Gazer. मुझे गाजर बहुत पसंद है. I really like
गाजर
तुझे एक नींबू चाहिए।
तुझे एक नींबू चाहिए. You want
मुझे गाजर बहुत पसंद है
मुझे गाजर मुझे गाजर बहुत
मुझे गाजर बहुत पसंद है
So the subject in the Hindi sentence is the gajar. What again? Carrots. Carrots to you are very preferential.
मैं एक मछली हूँ
मैं एक मछली हूँ. I am a fish. True enough.
पीटर हर दिन सलाद खाता है
Peter हर दिन every day salad खाता है is a salad eater.
सलाद में गाजर है
Salad में postposition in the salad is carrots. What should we say? There is carrot in the salad.
वो गाजर खाती है।
वो गाजर खाती है. वो means she here, as the khati suffix tells me. She eats carrots.
दादी मछली खाती हैं
The grandmother machli khati hai, eats fish. And even though she's a single person, the verb agreeing with a grandparent, any elder relative, it seems, is plural, like to show respect. Hai, khati hai. Grandma eats. The adjective will
Khati.
still be feminine mark, but the verb itself only plural agreement. Eats fish is all we need, those three words.
नेहा मुझे पसंद करती है
Neha mujhe pasand karti hai. Neha likes me. Like me. Alrighty, thank you for watching. I'll likely be back tomorrow. I'm doing just about every day. I hope to see you next time. Take care.